why. Why do we have to defend such a piece of shit? It's pretty obvious he's hiding something. Hey guys, Sky/Mike here. I bet you weren't expecting me to record today. Well, here's the thing. I do have work at the Coliseum today, but I don't start until 12:30. So I figured, you know what? Let's end Justice for All. Let's make it the past so there's only one more game in the trilogy to go. Hello Ken, how are you doing? And before I continue, I have good news. I think some of you may have been wondering, you know, am I actually going anywhere when I mentioned the whole, oh hey, I might get an Elgato. I might get an Elgato. It'd be nice to have an Elgato. Well, I bought an Elgato. So, I don't know when it'll be fully set up, but I'll send a teaser. I'll find a way to make a teaser video so you'll be able to see just what I might be able to stream, pending copyright. And also, if I sound a little bit off, I'm still dealing with a little cold right now. I know you wouldn't think it because it gets real hot here in Los Angeles County, but it's the way it goes. Enough rambling. Where we last left off, our client, Matt on guard, apparently decided to show his true colors. And, well, that piece of shit's hiding something. We need to deal with him while also trying to get him a not guilty verdict so Maya doesn't get killed. Let's do this. Oh god, not again. How did I get into this mess? Deja vu? That's far enough! You can't run forever, Mr. Phoenix, right? Wait, did I accidentally select new game? What have I done wrong? I cannot allow you to go on like this. But I'm just a simple defense attorney. Silence! You are no longer worthy of your title. Ah! I've had this feeling a long summer ago, as if this day was written into my destiny. Today, we'll stand in court as a lawyer to prove a killer innocent. Fuck. Ah, shit, it's almost time. Hello, this is Phoenix, right? You don't look so well, dude. You're gonna prove me not guilty today, right? If you please, Mr. Lawyer. Remember, it's not just me. Your precious friend's life is riding on today's verdict, too. Gah. Now listen up. You better get unguarded guilty sentence, okay? If you get that creepy slime bag and not guilty, I'll never forgive you, ever! Maya. Phoenix! Phoenix! Mia! Maya! How's Maya? I don't know. You don't know? She hasn't tried to chat on me since yesterday. Mia. What am I supposed to do? Well, like I said, for a lawyer, the worst of times are when you have to focus on your biggest smiles. But you can't give up. There's still some hope left. Stop it, please. There's nothing left. Not here. Not anywhere. Who the fuck is calling me? Ah, is that a cursed on guard again? Will you leave me alone? Look, don't call me anymore. I mean it. You're really mean, pal. Ah, Gumshoe! I'm really, really sorry. Where are you? Hey, let me join the investigation team. We're chasing after the killer, pal. Then, you have some sort of lead? Sorry, but right now we've got 0 leads on the guy. But we're not going to give up. Gumshoe. Until the trial is over, until the verdict is handed down, we're going to do everything we can and find that killer. If we can get Maya out, and you can get unguarded guilty verdict he deserves, pal. It's true. I could get out if I found Maya first. You got that? So you have to do whatever you can to make the trial last longer. I have to make the trial last longer? You can go, Mr. Edgewood, with everything you've got, and you two can draw it out. Oh, now I get it. I believe in you, pal. You and Mr. Edgewood can do it. So, believe in us. We're going to give it all we've got, just like you. Got it. Thanks, Gumshoe. Hey, Phoenix. You understand now, don't you? You have something money will never be able to buy. Friendship. It's the strongest weapon in the world, and you have it in abundance. Yeah. Looks like we're coming to the end. I have to make the trial last as long as I can. Gumshoe will come through. I know it. He may be an idiot and a very poor one at that, but I know he'll do what he can. Rabble, 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 rabble. Order! Court is now in session for the trial of Matt on guard. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Now, as I recall, we concluded yesterday's session with a big mystery on our hands. The mystery being what exactly was Miss Adrian Andrews' role in this murder. That is to say, is she really connected to the crime itself? Mr. Edgeworth, if you would please inform the court of today's proceedings. Adrian Andrews. She forged evidence that threw suspicion over Mr. Guard, and then proceeded to escape the crime scene by wearing a nickel samurai costume. The guilt of these actions are from those which she cannot escape. And you're saying that she's guilty after all? I'm not finished, Your Honor. Miss Andrews has nothing to do with committing the actual murder. I would like to direct the court's attention to this card. What is that? It looks like a shell. This is the calling card of a certain assassin. Assassin, you say? Yes, Juan Carino was killed by a professional assassin, and the person who hired the assassin, his client, so to speak, is Matt on guard. What a surprising turn of events! I would think it'd become commonplace by now, Your Honor. I know what's going on this time. So I know that everything Edward has said is true. But we still have to hold out as long as we can. At least until Maya's safe and sound. Right then. I wonder how the trial will turn out today. Now then, please call the first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls the defendant's mentor, Mr. Will Powers, to the stand. Now, witness, your name and occupation, please. Okay, I'm, Will Powers. I'm a poor, underpaid action star. What is your relation to the defendant? Well, that's, I guess I'm sort of a lousy mentor to him in a way. Yeah. Mr. Powers, please, you don't need to put yourself down so much. Oh, sorry. Well, but I'm just kind of a nothing sort of guy. On the night of the murder, you visited the defendant's room. Is this correct? Yes. I didn't know that. But you know, I didn't actually get to see Matt when I went. All you needed to do was answer what you're asked. Now then, I would like you to please testify about when you went to Mr. Allguard's room. Okay, sure. Visit to Matt's room. Alright, Will, bring it on. After the awards ceremony, I went by myself to Matt's room. Matt was standing there in front of his room, still in his nickel samurai costume. He was talking with someone. At first, I thought it was the bellboy. I watched the two of them for a while, but then I gave up and went back. I guessed when I couldn't make them wait for me. Ooh-ah. None sounds out of place in Mr. Powers' testimony. And talking with the bellboy's no big deal. If one assumes that the person Mr. Allguard was speaking was an ordinary bellboy, what are you implying? Well, Mr. Wright, let's have a cross-examination, shall we? Looks like we're in another sticky situation. Huh? A trap. Can you smell it, Phoenix? But for us to find out more, we're just gonna have to charge in head first, right? Sorry, Will. You gave up? Why? You saw the two of them, the bellboy and the defendant, together, correct? Yeah, the bellboy just wanted to say congrats. Now, while you were watching the two of them, did you notice anything strange? I did feel something weird. I think it was because Matt, well, we gave the bellboy a tip. A tip? That's a perfectly normal thing to do. So, how long did you watch the two of them? Not more than a minute or two, I think. At first? What do you mean by that? I didn't think he was a normal bellboy. And what was that? Why did I think that was Mr. Wright? How am I supposed to know? Wait a second. Actually, Mr. Powers, only a few minutes ago you stated... I did feel something weird. I think it was because Matt, well, he gave the bellboy a tip. Could it be that you felt something strange about the tip-giving incident itself? Huh, yeah, that's it. You really know your job. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. This bellboy. He wasn't an ordinary one, was he? Well, he certainly wasn't the same one from the first game. Perhaps we should let the witness tell us. Very well. Mr. Powers, please amend your testimony. You mean about the bellboy, right? Matt gave the bellboy a tip. Your first time. So he gave the bellboy a tip. What's so strange about that? Well, you see, Matt's not a poor penny pincher like me. I was trying to figure out how much it was because the tip really shocked me. How much it was? But that's when something even more surprising happened. The bellboy was putting the tip he got in his pocket. And that's when I got my first good look at the guy's face. I was really shocked. I'm afraid I don't follow at all. It sounds like Mr. Powers was surprised twice by this event. I wonder which of his shocking moments I should ask about. I should probably ask about... Personally, I'd ask about the tip, but... Yeah, the tip. I want to know more about that. The defendant is a huge star. He can afford to give generous tips. Wouldn't you agree? Sure. But giving him that much was maybe a little too much, I think. A little too much? Would you please clarify for the court about how much would you say the defendant gave to the bellboy? Honestly, I don't know. I can't even begin to guess. And why is that? Because he gave the bellboy a really, really fat roll of cash. A roll of cash?! Ah, well, how interesting. That certainly was a very generous tip, wasn't it? A very fat roll of cash. That can hardly be called a tip, Your Honor. The judge is beginning to look awfully suspicious of us. I'm gonna wait and see. It's not like you really object to it here. I mean, who can argue that a fat roll of money isn't really odd? So supposing that roll of cash was not a tip, then what was it? Payment, Your Honor. Payment? Isn't it obvious? For the murder of Mr. Juan Carita, then the bellboy the witness saw. Yes, he was the assassin. Hold your horses now! Mr. Edward, you don't have any proof of this, do you? Have I ever been unprepared to support my claims, Your Honor? Once? I have here a card Shelley the Killer left at the scene of the crime. Shelley the Killer. He is the person the police's special investigations team has been chasing for ages. I'm certain that the person the witness saw was this very assassin, Shelley the Killer. Really? What's wrong, Mr. Powers? No, nothing. Something just clicked in my head and I think I figured something out. Oh? Actually, I saw that bellboy again later on that night. What?! Mr. Powers, please testify! Tell us what you saw! Yes, sir. Right away. Oh, Powers wants this guy on ice. The second time. This time, I was in that hallway because I had to go to the bathroom. And that's when that bellboy I saw earlier came out of the room. Of course, when I say room, I mean Juan Carita's room. Now that I think about it, that poor boy did seem kind of out of place. Yeah, so he had to be the assassin. I'm sure of it. I mean, I'm gonna press you on that last statement. You just cut yourself off. Thank you very much. That's all we need for now. But I'm not done. There's still more. Let us first establish that the bellboy was truly Mr. the Killer, and then we shall see. So the bellboy came out of the victim's room, and if that bellboy really was the assassin, then I think the answer is fairly obvious. That would be correct, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Wright, I believe it's your turn to entertain and make us laugh. Fuck you. This is no laughing matter! I'm gonna press you on that last statement. You don't just cut yourself off at the end like that. Oh, I guess never mind. If any case, if that bellboy was the assassin, it would be very bad for us. But he really is the assassin, you know? Yes, but you can't give in yet. If you want to prolong this trial for as long as possible, you're gonna have to pull some cheap tricks on this one. Seemed out of place. So what exactly was so out of place about him? Right. Why the insipid grin? Maybe because I have no idea what damaging thing he's going to say next? Well, the bellboy was empty-handed. Empty-handed? That bellboy is one of those room service people, right? But he wasn't pushing the cart and he wasn't holding the tray either. You'd call that a little strange too, wouldn't you? I agree that is a bit strange, Mr. Powers, but is it really that unusual for the bellboy to be empty-handed? What should I do? Should Mr. Powers teach me to slide, or pull a fast one? We need to extend the trial. There's nothing strange or unusual about an empty-handed bellboy. But there really is. There really isn't. If you two are done being school children, bellboys are for room service. There is no reason for them to be empty-handed, ever. Your Honor, I ask that the witness's previous statement be supplemented with this new one. Edgeworth, are you going to do whatever you can do to make the bellboy look suspicious? I see. Very well, this court recognizes and grants the prosecution's request. Mr. Powers, if you can amend your testimony, please. Yes, sir. I thought it was kind of strange for a bellboy to come out of a guest room empty-handed. Let me press that. So you're saying it was suspicious for him to be empty-handed? Yeah, really suspicious. I mean, when I first saw that bellboy, he was holding a tray in his hand with that tomato juice. Yo, guys, between you and me, I don't like tomato juice. And there was a bottle of juice and a wine glass on it. Juice? What kind of juice was it? I'm pretty sure it was tomato juice. We'd come up with some sort of reason as to why he would come out empty-handed. Some sort of proof. I think we can dodge a bullet on this one for now. Proof, huh? Sounds like another job for the court record. Let's see. Let me do the old save trick, so in case I fuck up, I'm gonna come back. I want to try and use my brain power for this. What would be strange about it? It wouldn't be the card, would it? I'm gonna proofread it. Wait a minute. Didn't he deliver the wine glass? Mr. Powers. Yes? You're easily influenced by other people's words, aren't you? As soon as you heard the bellboy might have been the killer, you got caught up in believing it must be true. But, isn't he really suspicious? He's got all the stitches and... So? A baseball has stitches. Yeah, but not a face all the way down. That's strange. Are you saying all baseballs are suspicious because... Okay, Phoenix. You're just grasping. Well, there's also... I mean, what about him being empty-handed? I would like to ask the court to please take a look here. This is the crime scene. There is a wine glass sitting next to Mr. Kurita's body. The liquid inside his glass is tomato juice. And now, if you would look at what is on top of the table in the lower right corner here, anyone can clearly see that is a tray with a bottle of tomato juice on it. The bellboy just brought this Mr. Kurita's room. He left the tray in the room, which is why he was empty-handed when he left. But that would mean that the bellboy had seen and left a dead body in the room. But can you prove that Mr. Kurita was already dead at that time? Mr. Edgeworth. Yes? I blame you for leading me down this route. I'm terribly sorry. What is with him? Why is he laughing? Witness, isn't there one more thing you'd like to share with us? Is there? The bellboy was empty-handed. Or should I say empty-handed? I recall you had something interesting to say about his hands. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Huh? What? That bellboy, he was wearing gloves. Gloves? Yeah, pitch black leather ones. All the other bellboys don't wear gloves like that, right? Black leather gloves. Why didn't you mention that earlier? Sorry, it slipped my mind. Boy, does this make the bellboy look really suspicious. Alright, gotta focus. I can't get lax here. So what if he had gloves? A lot of bellboys wear gloves. Come on, Mr. Wright. That bellboy was wearing black leather ones, just in case this goes to somewhere. Alright. So, a football is made of leather. Are you saying all footballs are suspicious because they're made of leather? But that man, he received a large roll of cash from the defendant. So, all banks have cash. Are you saying all banks are suspicious because they have cash? And then he was seen leaving the crime scene wearing black leather gloves. I don't think that even someone like myself can believe he was just another bellboy. It seems we have finally come to an understanding. Now then, witness, please continue with the rest of your testimony. The rest? Oh yes, please tell us more. Okay. After leaving Vaughn's room, the bellboy went and knocked on Matt's door, just like that. He gave something to the person inside the room, and the old guy just left without ever going into the room. After that, I went to the bathroom and then came back to my seat. So the bellboy, after leaving the crime scene, next went to the defendant's room? Yeah, I kind of saw it out by accident. Some accident? I'd say you saw too much. And all of it was suspicious to high heaven. I think it's safe to say we can no longer consider the bellboy to be normal. Now then, let's get started, shall we? Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. Son of a bitch. Again, I'm sorry, Will, but I have to do this. I'm pressing that. I said, hold it! Okay. That's better. And what kind of statement is that? Please elaborate, give us a few more details. Oh, okay. I should probably ask him only one question at this time. I should probably ask him about this something. He gave something to this person? Yeah. And what was this something? If I remember what it was, I wouldn't be calling it a something, would I? It implies that something was removed from the scene of a crime. Are you sure you really can't remember, Mr. Powers? I think it was something kind of small. It was an incredibly crucial piece of information. Yes, I got it right. Please, try to remember what it was. I'll try. In the meantime, let's talk of another point, namely what the bellboy did next. Oh, so after he gave the person inside the room thing, and the old guy just left, I never go into the room. Why? Where did this bellboy go after he left Mr. Longard's room? He opened the door to Viola Hall, went in there, and who knows after that, right? I do. He ran into me. I went to the bathroom and came back to my seat. Do you need to know that? Did you see anything strange, suspicious, or just out of the ordinary at that time? Oh yeah, I saw that one thing. What? He saw something else? There was this jittery alien with a ray gun. Oh, a bag. It was watching Juan's door like some sort of stalker. I think we can forget about the alien. Well, Mr. Power's testimony was just now as vague as his first. It's a little troublesome, isn't it? But I'm sure if you press him hard enough, everything will become clear. Although, that just makes it harder on us, doesn't it? Talk about a lose-lose situation. There's one more point I have yet to press. Is that what you saw while you were busy spying? Excuse me? I may be poor, underpaid action star, but even I wouldn't stoop to spying. Well, I think the point is, where did you watch all this from, Mr. Powers? Oh, from the door of the bathroom in my left eye. In sort of a sneaky, spy-like... I knew he was spying. Please, does it really matter if he was doing it over or underhandedly? What did the bellboy do next? That's all I care to know, but I believe he pressed everything. But first, let's ask about who this person was. Who took this something the bellboy handed off? Actually, I don't know. What do you mean, you don't know? I'm sorry, but I only saw the person's arm. Only an arm? And you're saying you didn't see the person's face? Yeah. I'd like to summarize the testimony up to this point, if you don't mind. When the bellboy left the crime scene, he immediately went to the defendant's room. There, he handed a small item of some sort to the person inside. As for the person who received the item, all you could see was the person's arm. Yes, it was just like that. Mr. Edgeworth, is all this really that important? Of course, Your Honor. I think it's of the utmost importance. This is when whatever was removed from the crime scene was handed over to the client. Mr. Powers, please try to remember what it was the bellboy handed off. Well, let's see. I think it was... if you remember, please add it to your testimony. Yes, sir. If I saw it again, I could say for sure, but I think it was some sort of wooden statue. Well, first things first. Do I have any wooden statues? Hey, the tiny figurine! What was that point of that pregnant pause? Where did that objection come from? Well, speak up! It was me, Your Honor. What is it, Phoenix? I have a feeling that something bad is going to happen once I show this. Mr. Wright, if you have something to say, spit it out! Now! Yes, Your Honor. Okay, Phoenix, deep breath. Mr. Powers, there's something you saw. Was it this item? Oh, hey, that's it. That's the something. Wow, Mr. Wright, you really figured it out. I recall we found this at Mount on Guard's mansion. At the defendant's house? I am shocked! What does this mean? It's simple, Your Honor. Shelley the Killer's assassinated Juan Corrida in his room. And then he stole his wooden bear from the scene of the crime. Then the bear being found at Mr. Algard's mansion would mean... It goes without saying, Your Honor. Master Matt Algard is Day Killer's client. Order! Order! I said order! Mr. Wright, this is a most unfortunate turn of events for you. Yeah. Sorry, Mia. No, it's alright. Your judgment was sound. Actually, I figured the bear would come up. If not now, then it would have later on. Even if you hadn't shown it to the court, I'm sure your friend Edgeworth would have. I almost forgot he knew about it too. If it gets cleared, there's no need for us to continue this trial. I can't let this happen. I have to do something. There has to be something we've overlooked. I wanted to say it just to make sure. Your Honor! A minute, please! Yes, Mr. Wright? There are still a few points left we have not fully explored. What are you trying to pull? Oh, well, we can't have that. Alright, Mr. Wright, what questionable point would you like to explore further? Let's go with... the bear itself? I think it's fairly obvious that the bear itself is very questionable. The bear, Mr. Wright? This was found at Mr. Engarde's mansion. However, Mr. Engarde was arrested at the hotel that night, which means that since the murder occurred, he has not had a chance to go home. Oh, I think Your Honor has already figured out what I'm trying to say. It is not possible that it was Mount Engarde who took this bear to his mansion. Well, that's very true. We didn't consider that point, Mr. Wright. There was no way, time-wise, for the defendant to have taken his bear home. Phew. Disaster averted, it looks. You haven't gotten the best of me yet, Mr. Wright. Huh? I remember it clear as day. I remember what you muttered to yourself at Engarde's mansion. We have this area completely surrounded. There is no way for him to escape. I can't believe it. That butler, all this time, he was the killer. Get that, guys. The killer and Engarde are working together, so to speak. Sorry about that. And the killer was hiding at Engarde Mansion as its butler. What a bold move. The bear figurine was brought back to Engarde Mansion by the killer himself. When it looked like he was about to be arrested, Engarde had him do so. I assume because it would have been bad had the police found it during their investigation. Well, Mr. Wright, you've been quiet for a while now. This is too much. Is there anything I can attack at all? I have to try. I have to find something else. What will you do now, Mr. Wright? I plan to expose a clearly shaky piece of Mr. Power's testimony. What? There's still another one? There is indeed, Your Honor, and it's quite a questionable point. What are you trying to pull? Oh, well, we can't have that. Alright, Mr. Wright, what questionable point would you like to explore further? There's one thing in Mr. Power's testimony that was very unclear, and that is the identity of the person who received the bear. He gave something to the person inside the room. I'm sorry, but I only saw the person's arm. As long as we don't know who it was that took the bear, we can't be sure of... What is it, Mr. Powers? If you're going to scream like that, now at least give us a reason why. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Actually, so... I remembered. I remembered who took the bear. What? Really? I mean, I only saw his arm, but the arm? It was the Nickel Samurai's arm. I swear it. You've got to be kidding! Are you sure of that, Mr. Powers? Yeah, I'm sure it was the Nickel Samurai. Order! Order! It looks like you've dug your own grave. Yet again. How many times is that today? I've lost count. So the person who took in his little bear was the Nickel Samurai, and as we all know, Mount Engarde is the Nickel Samurai. Wait, thanks to the defense, we made it out all clear. I think we've heard enough. We now know why this bear figurine was in the defendant's mansion, as well as who it was that received the bear from the assassin in his room. Everything has become very clear. The client who hired the assassin to commit the murder was Mr. Mount Engarde. I see no reason for this trial to continue. Therefore, I will now hand down my verdict. Shit, I think I lost. Thank you, Your Honor, for your understanding. You see, Mr. Wright, you cannot win against the truth, could you? I knew it would turn out this way. After all, what Edward has stated is the truth. Your last objections, Mr. Wright? Well, do I... What should I do? No, it's mine. No, you won't! There's only one way for me to drag this trial out. That Nickel Samurai costume was worn not only by Matt. his manager warrant. The only thing I have left is this one dirty trick. Your Honor, right now, we have these 2 reasons to believe my client is the assassin's client. Reason number 1, he accepted the bear figurine from the assassin. Reason number 2, that very same figurine was found in the Elgon mansion. However, it's possible this is all a work of a certain other person. What are you saying? What I'm saying is, it's possible a different person is Dick Killer's real client. The real client? Yes. Is that all you have? Now to Mr. Wright, let's hear your theory. Who do you say is the killer's real client and therefore the real murderer? We gotta do this again. Adrian Andrews? Yes, we already know that she tried to frame that for the crime. By wearing a spare nickel samurai costume. Then the nickel samurai's arm that I saw, that could have very well been Miss Andrews. But what about Mr. On Guard? If you would please recall yesterday's testimony. The defendant was taking a nap during his break period. That's right. And finding this figure at Mr. On Guard's mansion, it was a well-laid trap set by Miss Andrews. Mr. Redruth, what is your opinion on this? I can't even begin to count the flaws in the defense's logic. Besides which, there is no evidence to support it. However, I can't fully discount its possibility either. What is with this trial? Come on! Anyone tell us On Guard did it? I can't believe the defense would go so far as to pin the guilt on someone else. Yeah, unbelievable! It's not so petty, it's murder of all things! It's still save Maya. It's still save Maya. Even if the whole world turns against me, it's still one fight I can't give up on. And Mia is not happy. All disruptive parties will be forced to leave the courtroom. Your Honor, for the benefit of the defense, I'm willing to play along with his what-if game. His what-if game, Mr. Edgeworth? The prosecution is prepared to challenge the defense's theory. That's right. Even you must have thought it strange and wondered, why would the criminal want this little wooden bear? He's right. The killer did specially bring the bear to Mr. On Guard right away. Why do you ask? Is there something special about it? Absolutely. I'm sure that once the court knows the significance, the true killer's identity will become crystal clear. Your Honor, the prosecution calls upon a witness which will clear all doubts against Miss Andrews. Who would that be? It's quite simple, Your Honor. Miss Adrian Andrews herself. Son of a bitch. I see. Well then, the court will take a short 10-minute recess. The prosecution will prepare its witness in that time. Yes, Your Honor. I knew it was a good idea to hold her hostage. Don't you agree, Mr. Lawyer? But I never thought in your desperation you'd try to pin the guilt onto Adrian. I swear this demon will pay.
Mr. Nick!
Pearls? Where's Mia?
I don't know. A really strong power suddenly called her away.
A really strong power? Hold on, I gotta take this.
Mr. Nick, your phone is...
It's from Gumshoe. How's it going? Have you been hanging in there, pal? Yeah, sort of. We just barely found out something to latch onto. Phew, that's good, pal. What about you? Anything yet? Have you figured out where the killer and Maya are? Still don't have any leads, but... What? We don't have any more time! If we just had one, even a single clue would be real helpful. I was only able to come this far because I kept thinking to myself, I've got to keep the trial going until Maya's been rescued. But if I just run out of luck this time, is all our hope for naught? A 10! Huh? A 10? I can see a circus tent! Mia! It looks like Maya was unconscious until just a few moments ago. As soon as she woke up, she called for me. So it was Maya that called you away. She's locked in a dusty little room right now. but I can see a circus tent outside the window about 300 feet away. Gumshoe! Is there a circus in town right now? There's only one, pal. The Very Big Circus. Hey! Mine is somewhere within the 300-foot radius of the main tent. What? Okay, hold on a sec, pal. Hey, draw a circle on that map. About a 300-foot radius from the main tent. Hurry! And I can see a mailbox under the window just outside. Gumshoe! There's also a mailbox. Okay, what else? What else, Mia? I'm sorry, but it was a very small window. I couldn't see anything else. It felt like I was in an old office building. Maybe the 3rd floor or so. I heard her! An old office building. Good stuff, pal. Okay, just hang in there. Just a little longer, pal. Wish us luck. Good luck. I'll call you later, so don't let your battery die, okay, pal? But I don't have a charger. Mia, Maya's not hurt, right? She's in a pretty bad state, Phoenix. She's been starved. Gumshoe, please hurry. Because I'm all out of time. Are you alright, Phoenix? It's only a matter of time before Maya's rescued. I can do this. I just have to make the trial last a little longer. Where that we convene. The killer, the man who murdered the victim, handed this to his client. From this, one obvious question arises. Why this particular item? I believe the answer to that question will provide us with the name of the real culprit. Now then, the prosecution calls the defendant's manager, Adrian Andrews, to the stand. Currently, the witness is accused of tampering and obstruction of justice. However, you have been called to the witness stand today to ascertain who exactly is guilty of murder. I understand. Very good. Now, have you ever seen this bear before, Miss Andrews? Of course I have. You've seen it before? That's right. It's only natural that the witness has. Miss Andrews, would you please remind the court to this bear's sequence? Alright. Why? Why is she... Actually, this is an elaborate puzzle. If you know the correct order, it can be taken apart one piece at a time. And in the center is a small cavity, just enough room to store a small item. Because of its complexity, if you don't know the order, you can't open the bear. You really can't tell that it's a small jewelry box just from looking at it. So this figurine is a container of sorts, isn't it? Yes, looks can be deceiving, wouldn't you agree? Yes, this is superb craftsmanship. Oh yes, I nearly forgot. We begin cross-examination, Mr. Wright. It looks like there really was something to that bear after all. Elaborate puzzle. A puzzle? That's right. It looks like an ordinary figurine. True enough. To people who don't know, I'm sure they would never guess that this is a puzzle. So what kind of puzzle is this exactly? So you can take it apart? And how would one go about doing that? Well, you first turn its tail to the right and then push it in. Oh yes, let's see. After that, the arms and legs are free to move and can be removed. Ooh, this is most interesting. A boy and his new toy. It's like he's 5 all over again. Oh, don't mind me. Hey, go ahead and carry on. I'm going to play with this puzzle box. I think he's lost it. So what do you find after taking the puzzle apart? The judge is playing with evidence. How do you know about this? I know because I was the one who bought it. Huh? Oh, it was a souvenir from when a friend and I went to Switzerland. And this was a present for you? That's right. It was a puzzle in the shape of a bear, so I thought it'd be perfect for one. So it was a present from Miss Andrews. Witness, let's continue with your testimony. So who exactly knew how to solve the puzzle? Only the two of us, Will and myself. It was a souvenir from Switzerland, so I doubt there are that many people with the same bear in this country. But this looks like it can be easily broken, especially if someone wanted to get out what's inside. Well, it's a toy, but it can never be the same again once it's been broken. Who else knows that this bear is actually a small container or jewelry box? I never told anyone, and as long as I never told anyone either, then only the two of us knew. The two of you, huh? And of course, that means Mr. Lagarde didn't know, right? I think this is about all I'm going to get for now. Got a wooden figurine. Well, Miss Wright, Mr. Wright, I think even you have come to realize there's one very important fact we have uncovered, and that is this bear is actually a jewelry box. Now we've agreed to this point, there's only one logical question that can come next, and that is this. What's inside this box? What's inside? That's right. That's what we're going to find out next, witness. Yes? You are the only one who can open this. Please. There's a painfully silence hanging over the courtroom. All eyes are on Miss Andrews now as she solves the puzzle and takes her bear apart. I've opened it. Is this what you wanted? What is that? It looks like a note. Wait. I don't think we need a guess of what that is, do we, Mr. Wright? It's the suicide note. I knew it. The suicide note? The suicide note left by Juan Corrida's former manager, Celeste Impacts. Until now, no one knew of its whereabouts, just as we suspected it was hidden. Hidden by the victim, Juan Corrida himself. It seems Celeste Impacts has been very beautiful handwriting, and she just as beautifully signed her own name on this document. That is most definitely the note she left right before she committed suicide. Order! Witness! Did you know about this? Yes, I did. I heard all about it from Juan. When I discovered his body, I looked for the bear. I wanted to destroy the note before it became public, but I couldn't find it anywhere. Has it already been taken by the killer? Everything is going at Mr. Edwards' pace. So now the suicide note's been found. What's the next logical question? What is written on the note? That's right. At least that's what I would think. Now then, I believe it is only appropriate the contents of this note be made known. I can't stop you, can I? I went through so much just to get my hands on it. And I was going to burn it for her sake. I'm deeply sorry, but I can't allow you to persuade me to stop. Your Honor, if you could please read the contents of the note aloud. Very well. The attendant's voice rang loud and clear through the deathly silent courtroom. In her note, Celeste left to us a record of all that had happened to her. About being used and then thrown away by Lagarde, about being engaged in Corrida, and Lagarde's role in destroying that, and about how she decided in her despair to end it all. And that's all Miss Impacts had to say. There's only one thing I'd like to say here. The prosecution has no interest in slandering Mr. Lagarde. Then what? Our intention, Your Honor, is to establish a motive for murder. Isn't that correct, witness? Yes. On the night of the murder, Juan was going to make the contents of the note public. After the post-ceremony show, he was going to hold a press conference. My word! Mr. Lagarde values above all else his refreshing like a spring breeze image, which is why he had to stop the note from being made public. At any cost! It's Lagarde's fault that woman killed her soul. And this time he even went so far to kill someone to stop him from revealing that. How terrible! What a selfish person! I guess there are slimeball lawyers out there who would defend these creeps too. There's no room for doubt here. Mr. the Killer's client goal was to obtain the suicide note. The only person who needed that note this badly is the defendant. Let's not forget that the bear with the note inside was found at the defendant's house. It seems we've come to the truth at last. The defendant's motives are entirely selfish. He deserves no sympathy from anyone. Ugh. But supposed to escape from this one. Why the hesitation, Phoenix? Gumshoe hasn't called yet, so you know what you must do. I know. I have to carry on and buy him some more time. Okay, there are 2 deadly pieces of evidence. The figurine and the suicide note. Maybe somehow I can find a way out of this situation for no one knows. The gavel's already in the judge's hand, Phoenix. Hurry! The suicide note or the figurine. Which of these should I prove? Which of these should I pursue? The suicide note? Yes! Please wait, Your Honor. Fuck off! Oh man, look at that lawyer. He's still going at it? And he doesn't care that he's trying to get a killer off the hook. I think Your Honor believes the mountain guard killed in order to obtain his note. Yes, that's correct. But that seems a little strange. In fact, I think there's a contradiction here. His note was hidden by Mr. Kurita until the night of the murder. If that's the case, I say Mountain Guard could not have known what was written on his note. Oh, I didn't think of it that way. Exactly, but I did think of it that way, Your Honor, and I thought it was rather strange. No one in their right mind would kill for a note without first knowing what it was said. Order! Order! You make a valid point, Mr. Wright. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion? It was just a flash, but I think I did rather well on this one. Unfortunately, I think he believes differently. I believe a show of appreciation is in order. Huh? The defense seems to be in love with wishing more despair upon itself. I would like to direct the court's attention to this. What is that? It's a very small video camera, Your Honor. This type of camera is commonly used as a means of spying. Spying? What the? I thought that spy camera was in my possession. Mr. Guard and the victim both thought of the other as their biggest rival. Even went so far as to use this type of item to find each other's weaknesses. And the victim, one Kurita, was being spied on. His personal life was being watched by none other than that own guard. Mr. Wright! Yes, Your Honor? You... Don't tell me you know about your client's spying activities! Well... sort of. Sort of is not an acceptable answer, Mr. Wright! I see you are confused, Mr. Wright. You're probably thinking, but I'm the camera that was in the stuffed bear's eye. But his camera that I have is not the same one. Last night, I searched the victim's house on a hunch. Using this, Gumshoe's bug sweeper. By the way, Mr. Wright, the defendant's fingerprints were found on this camera. Mountain Guard's fingerprints were on there? Well, Phoenix, it looks like those cameras were hidden all over the place, huh? What am I supposed to say to the evidence? I think it's the end. It's very obvious that Mountain Guard learned of the suicide note through this. He was watching the victim all along. He's got me good this time. I don't have anything to counter that. Or do we? Hey, now what's that lawyer thinking?
Bobby, is that man the bad guy?
Shush, stop, don't look at him. The way he's sweating is just so... Ew, nasty. Phoenix? Yes, Chief? Have you figured out what you're going to do next yet? What I'm going to do next? Running away like a frightened child would? I know it seems that Mr. Edgeworth is very close to putting a lid on this case, but in his eagerness to prove his point, he forgot one very important thing. Well, what is it, Mia? There's one piece of evidence that he really should investigate. Something he should investigate? I really hate to see a good prosecutor get scolded for not remembering to look into the item when he had a chance. Why are you speaking in riddles all of a sudden? Alright, I think it's time to finally understand everything. Officer Wright, you don't have any further objections, do you? What is this piece of evidence that Mia's talking about? Can I figure out whether it still needs to be looked at, or should I let it go? I have an objection, Your Honor. Huh. That was about the weakest objection I've ever heard, Mr. Wright. Objection! Your Honor, the defense has no intention of letting this go so easily. You're beginning to sound desperate. That's just your imagination, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth, This is not like you at all. In your eagerness to prove your point, you've forgotten one very, very important thing. Hey, isn't that what I just said? So, you're telling me I forgot something. You're so close, Mr. Edgeworth. But there's something you really should examine about this piece of evidence. Transmitter? Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, I do believe some special examination is needed, but I think the item that should be examined is defense's gray matter. Whoops! So it wasn't the transceiver. Got it. Bear? Nope. Photo? Nope. Try again. There's gotta be something. I've gotta have it. Spike hammer? Nope, I already have one. That is Miss Paris' suicide note, right? Who knows? I mean, sure, the suicide note was found inside this bear, but that bear was in my possession until only a few moments ago. Which means the handwriting on the suicide note is yet to be analyzed. Oh. So, as to whether this pivotal piece of evidence is really written by Miss Impact or not, now it's yet to be even remotely confirmed. Hey guys, Mr. Wright. You can't seriously, Mr. Wright. Hold on. Mr. Wright, are you saying the suicide note is a fake? Miss Andrews, you were the one who tried to pin this murder on Matt on guard. Who's to say you didn't create a fake suicide note and put it into this bear? How dare you! Your Honor, the defense is indiscriminately accusing the witness again. There is no evidence linking the witness to the suicide note whatsoever. But this is fake, then the witness is the only person who could have made it. What? Recall the witness's testimony concerning his figure 8. The only person other than the victim who could solve the puzzle is the witness herself. Miss Andrews, you wrote this note, didn't you? You wrote it so you could use it to frame out on guard.
I didn't know such thing.
Right. If you're going to pronounce the suicide note fake, then show this court some evidence to support your theory. Mr. Edgeworth, you were the one who presented a scrap of paper as evidence. That means the burden of proof lies within you, the prosecution. That's enough! Mr. Edgeworth, can you confirm the handwriting on the suicide note? Yes, as the defense has stated, the handwriting is yet to be analyzed. If that's the case, it seems that yet again we've reached a point where a verdict is impossible. Impossible! That's impossible! This isn't good, Phoenix. The judge is going to carry this trial over one more day. I don't think Maya will physically be able to make it another day. I didn't want to have to do this, but I don't have a choice. I request that both the prosecution and defense further investigate. Handwriting analysis, my ass! That's just a lawyer trying to buy more time. On guard is guilty. Look, any idiot can tell you that. I think we've reached the end of the line. Guilty! 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 And we have thoroughly pissed off the... Hello? What is that sound? It's Gumshoe. Hello? Gumshoe? What is it with him? And what's that sign? Where's Maya? What happened to the killer? He got away. What? I'm sorry, pal. I really am. I don't know what to say besides I'm sorry. I wish there was some way to make it up to you. I really do. Anyway, what's going on? We found his hideout, pal. But the two of them are already gone. This is terrible. I'm going to keep looking for them, pal. Don't you worry, I just need a little more time. But don't tell me we don't have any more. Guilty! 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 Do you hear that? You're calling for his head. Mr. Wright, I can't. For us to come this far and... Oh! What is it? Let me talk to Mr. Edgeworth. I can't do that. Mr. Wright, would you please get a hold of yourself? Yes, Your Honor. I'm about to end today's proceedings. You may either take your phone calls after... Hold on, Your Honor. Edgeworth, catch! Mr. Edgeworth? Please, you gotta buy us some more time. Court in session. I'm sorry, Your Honor. You're saying? Mr. Wright, this is a court of law. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but I am reluctant to do this. Yeah, Bear, it's still alive. However, it appears I have no choice but to suspend proceedings until tomorrow. This time I really can't do anything. Court is now adjourned for the day. And the entire crowd is pissed off. Edgeworth! Please wait, Your Honor. Edgeworth? What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I humbly request another 30 minutes of Your Honor's time. For what purpose? We can perform the necessary tests on this piece of evidence in that time. But can you really obtain your results in 30 minutes? I believe I can, Your Honor, or we go another day. But wouldn't it be better if we adjourn for today and then reconvene tomorrow? 30 minutes! Please, Your Honor. That's all I'm asking for. Please, Your Honor. Very well. At the prosecution's request, this court will take a 30-minute recess. But be advised, I will not allow another recess today. I'm sure this is helping or hurting us. The court will now take its final recess of the day. Right. Well, I have not seen the next month PS Plus, but they both sound pretty interesting. Well, what's going on with Maya's situation? The killer. It looks like he got away again. 30 minutes? We can't find her in that time. Report! Oh! Is that Mr. Edgeworth? We don't have time. Just spit it out. Right. Nice. I guess I just missed him, sir, but the killer left a few things behind in an accident in his rush to get away. A few things? Can we use any of them as evidence? I thought you'd ask, pal. I got the things he left with me right now and I'm on my way over. Really? That's odd. Any items like that are usually sent to the crime lab first. You don't have time to wait for those guys, sir. When those guys weren't looking, I swept the stuff and ran. What? Well, I'm not a detective anymore, so I had to. I'm really sorry, sir, but I gotta put the law on hold for now. Sounds bad. I hope he doesn't get in too much trouble over this. But when I hug your junk car, I'll be over there in about 20 minutes, sir. Don't worry, I'll be there. Wait for me. Alright, just get her in one piece. I'm on a mission and no one can stop me now, sir. No one. I'm pulling out all the stops and running every red light. And gumshoe! No! Don't run red lights, you can hurt someone. Items left by the murderer, huh? Maybe there's something among them that'll be decisive enough to end this. What just happened? What's wrong? Detective Gumshoe, answer me! No one can stop me. Fuck. So meh. What happened? It sounded like he had an accident. I'm guessing his cell phone broke as well. Yeah, so Bear, what do you think? New Japan Royal Quest, AEW All Out, and TakeOver Cardiff, all today. I, for one, am very excited, but I'll have to watch the highlights on all of them. I'm at the Coliseum until late night today. What was he thinking? We've got to hurry and call for help. We have no idea where he is. His cell phone is broken and he wasn't driving a patrol car, so no radio either. Also, if we don't get to those items before they do, the police will take possession of them. No! We can't let that happen! Well, if there is a way we can find out where he is, then we can stand a chance. Why, oh why did Gumshoe have to get into an accident now? Is there any way to find out exactly where he is at this moment? I'd say there is a way. I'm mostly excited for New Japan, but yeah, hype. Same here. I'm just wondering who's going to be challenging for the junior heavyweight tag titles. Gonna have a Great Britain versus Japan match right there. That's right, there is a way. What? How? I'm sure we can find out where Detective Gumshoe is through this. Von Karma. Why are you bringing up Franziska at a time like... Oh, I see. I'll try and get in contact with her. The chances are slim, but she's all we have. Franziska. Will she even want to help us? Edgeworth, what is it? I don't have any right to judge anyone ever again. I know my client is guilty, but what I'm doing now, I'm pinning the guilt onto someone totally innocent and using the evidence to do so. It might be my turn to say, the defense attorney Phoenix Wright chooses death. Right? It doesn't suit someone like you to cry useless tears. Whether you did your job well or not, that can only be seen after the verdict has been decided. The verdict. Is Prosecutor Edward here? Yes, Bailiff. There's a phone call for you, sir. They said it was extremely urgent. New Japan is still, in my opinion, top-notch extreme wrestling shows uttered. I gotta agree. And you know what? If New Japan were to ever do a show at the Staples Center, I'm getting my ass over there. Speaking of, I might be going to see a show at the Staples Center in October. But yes, it is WWE, and yes, it is for their 3-hour SmackDown. Hey, at least SmackDown roster is still better than Raw right now. I'm probably finished with the handwriting analysis. I gotta go take this call. In the meantime, think hard about what it is you must do. I know we're going into it to be continued, but damn it, I'm gonna finish this case and this game, so we'll only have one left. So I'm gonna save, and I'm gonna press on. Court will now reconvene. I assume both sides are ready. Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. I understand the defense acting like this. However, why do you also seem distraught, Mr. Edgeworth? It's nothing, Your Honor. Yeah. It got really bad on Monday, so I'm still kind of recovering from it. What's wrong with Edgeworth? It looks like something unexpected just happened to him. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, could you please tell the court the results of the handwriting analysis on Miss Impact's suicide note? Yes, Your Honor. Unfortunately, we've discovered that the suicide note is a forgery. What? What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This note was not written by Miss Impact herself. It is a fake. Yeah, cold suck. Order! Order! Mr. Edgeworth, would you care to explain what is going on? If this was not written by Miss Impact, then who wrote it? We would need more time to do a more detailed analysis. However, it appears that the handwriting matches that of the victim, Mr. Juan Corrida. That son of a bitch. Mr. Corrida? Well. It looks like Miss Impact never left a suicide note after all. She never wrote anything about On Guard. However, Your Honor, even though the suicide note is indeed a fake, Mr. On Guard could not have known that, and so the facts remain unchanged. Ah, you mean like custom fighters? I could try. Acting under the assumption it was real, he had planned to possess it. Bear, before I continue, I have great news. So, you remember when I kept going on and on about like, oh, I might buy an Elgato. Huh, it'd be cool to have an Elgato. Hey, Cubano's Elgato works on my laptop. Well, guess what? I found out the exact model that Cubano has, and I bought it! He would be. But yeah, so I bought the Elgato, the same model that Cubano has, and now I just need to wait for it to get here. Now the only thing is that since I tried to buy it newer, I bought it on Amazon, so you know, it's Amazon, you can usually trust them there. And the sellers reportedly had a 100% positive rating. The only thing was that when he and I were exchanging emails, he informed me he did not have any new versions of the same model. Then again, it is an older model compared to the S, which I'm not sure will work on my thing. And so, he had a used like new, which I believe what that means is that reportedly it may not have never been used or used very lightly, but other than that, it's still good. So when I get it, I'm going to see what I can to do like a little few-minute test stream, and if it works good, you bet your ass I'm going to make a teaser video. And then, when Wolf gets over here, if the Elgato's working, we might not be doing PS4 for a while. We might just be doing PS2 for a while. Because he and I, we've got some games that we for sure want to play together. Anyway, back to case. It does sound very plausible. The theory that On Guard had no idea the suicide note was fake. Something seems a little wrong with it. I'd say we'd probably present PS3? Yes. In fact, I can either show you in the teaser by setting down a controller of each type, or I can just flat out tell you all the systems I'll be able to do with it. Which would you prefer? The defense believes that the theory the prosecution has stated contradicts testimony. If everything the prosecution has proved up to this point is true, it's impossible for Mr. On Guard to not know it was a fake. Because he spies on Mr. Corrida. Okay. I can do, in addition to PS4, because, well, I'll just use that. So, not counting that, with the Elgato and the proper configurations, I can do PS2, PS3, GameCube, Wii, Wii U, and Switch. So that's 4 Nintendo, 2 Sony. Champa Judge is so noisy. Wait, what? Champa Judge, I know. Well, actually, Make that 7. One of the games that Wolf let me borrow for the meantime is a PlayStation 1. An original PlayStation. So in other news, as long as I don't get copyrighted, so I'm going to have to let them know, like, hey, this game is property of, like, Bandai Namco or Capcom or whatever. The gateway has been opened. The prophecy is true. What's this little item called again? A video camera, Your Honor. Well, a very small one, but... Oh, that's right, a camera. You kids and your fancy toys nowadays. Mr. Edgeworth, earlier you claimed that Mr. Engard knew of the existence of this note because he was spying on the victim. Isn't that right? If that were true, then this means Mr. Engard would have known about the victim had forged a note. I believe 3DS and DS you can use it on, but you need an expensive capture card. Yeah, that I'll wait on. So then the defendant did know that the suicide note was a fake. And if that's true, then the situation is suddenly changed in a very dramatic way. Exactly, Your Honor. The prosecution's theory as to what Mr. Engard's motive for murder was is suddenly disappeared into thin air. But Your Honor, it's not as if Mr. Engard monitored Mr. Korea 24 hours a day. Perhaps the victim wrote the note in a place Mr. Engard didn't even know of. Well, right back at you, Mr. Edgeworth. Why don't you show us some proof that the victim made the forgery at an unknown place? Gah. And here's the thing. $, that is. Damn. And also here's the thing. Because I was buying it at a new price, but all the guy had was a used, he told me that if I'm satisfied with it, then I can keep it, and I'll ask him for a partial refund of like maybe $40, $50. Because the price he sold it at was $209. Mr. Edgeworth, it looks like this time it is you who has dug his own grave. As I figured. Huh? As you figured? As I figured. It came down to this after all. Mr. Edgeworth, you are not making any sense. When I heard the results of the handwriting analysis, I thought this might happen. Question is, what next? What next? If the prosecution can't prove Mr. Engard's motive through this evidence, we must prove it from another angle. Well, I agree with you there. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to call a witness to the stand at this time. Oh! Well, that's fine. However, this witness is a little unusual. Edgeworth stuttering? This is not like him at all. Unusual? If it works 100%, it's in almost 100% condition, it should be worth it. Yeah, so maybe that's the thing, that if it works fully like, just like Cubanos, then, of course, well, if it doesn't fully work, I can always take it to Geek Squad, Gurk Squad, at my local Best Buy and have them take a look at it. But if it does work fully, maybe I can message the guy and say, you know what? Keep the money. I don't need a... I can say, you know what? Keep the money. I don't really need a refund. Unusual? Well, what sort of witness is this person, Mr. Edgeworth? The witness is the one who is perfectly fit to answer once and for all the question of who was it that hired Shelley the killer to commit murder? That's impossible! Who in the... No such person exists who can answer that question with such certainty. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth, who is this witness? It's, Yes, go on, who is it? The man himself, Mr. Shelley the Killer. Oh, Mr. the Killer. Wait! Shelley the Killer? You mean the killer? I mean the assassin? Yes, Your Honor. He's coming here to the witness stand? Well, yes, in a manner of speaking. I recognize this is a very unusual circumstance, so I ask for your permission. Well, Mr. Wright? Yes? Is this alright with you? Do I have a choice here? I can't really do much else to drag this trial out. The defense has no objections, Your Honor. I wonder if it really is alright to do this. Very well then. The prosecution calls its witness to the stand. At least he is clear with his customers and those trust with him. Trust is very important in business. Very true. I'm not even a business major, but I understand the importance of trust. I will say possibly the only thing is that after doing some sleuthing around, found out the package came from not just Monroe, New York, but it actually came from a section of it where it's like very peaceful, but it's also very poor. Like a good 50 to 70% of its population live below the poverty line, and about half of its people don't speak very well or much English. So for him to have possession of not just that, but other electronics to sell for a pretty good price, I'm sure he's probably one of the richer people of that village. It is also Hasidic Jewish. So in a way, if it's because of where he lives, I can kind of understand why his prices are higher. You get what I'm saying? Gotta sell it onto the consumer, but also have some money to help out for, himself and his family. Prosecution calls its witness to the stand. Edgeworth. So no other way left to us. Now then, witness. Your name and your occupation, please. Very good, sir. My name is Shelley the Killer. He probably does that as his job and he needs to make his money somehow. True. But I mean, if Amazon is saying he's got a full positive rating, a high 90-100, then he must be very trustworthy. One thing is that he did keep trying to recommend the S model because we discovered my laptop has a USB 3.0 port. However, I told him I want the original instead because A, I know for a fact it works on my laptop, and B, I don't know if my laptop can fully handle the HD60. I spoke with an Elgato technician about that. He eventually understood. He kept trying to push the newer model, but he understood eventually. And I'm a professional assassin. I say, what is going on here, Your Honor? How can you remain so calm? And what does it mean with this two-way radio? Actually, Your Honor, it was delivered to me just now, and it came on a condition. As long as we do not trace its source, Mr. the Killer will testify to the court. So this must be what that urgent phone call we got earlier was about. Oh no, this will not do. I cannot allow this in my court. First of all, we can't even be sure this is really Mr. the Killer himself. Witness, please present some sort of proof you are in fact Shelley the Killer. I understand. Please wait a second. He was only advertising. He is a salesman after all. True. So in a way, I do feel a little guilty about refusing a sale thing, but then again, I know for a fact the one he's not trying to sell works. I'm so hungry. Maya! Maya! A voice! Mr. Wright, can you confirm anything from this? The defense has no objections to this person. We are satisfied that this man is indeed Shelley the Killer. So we've run into yet another unexpected turn of events. Maya just talks about food non-stop. Yes. Well, it doesn't seem like we have too many choices under these circumstances, so now then, witness, there is one thing I'd like to confirm before we speak of anything else. And what would that be? At the request of our client, you kill Mr. Juan Corrida, is that correct? Or if it's a radio, maybe I should do this. It is as you say. I did indeed kill Mr. Corrida. Now that we have the answer to that, let's move on to the name of your client. Very well. This is all just a bad dream. Yes, that's it. Just a bad dream. Shelley the Killer. What is he going to say? About my client. There is something I must first state. To an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between a client and himself. And that is the reason I am here today on the witness stand. It is my wish that you grasp this concept before I give the name of my client. True. Mr. the Killer seems to be a very clever man. I'd almost say he seems to be mocking us. While he may appear to be our enemy, Your Honor, Mr. the Killer is only stating the truth. He is no hypocrite. He has always stood by this one belief. You mean about this trust between his clients and himself thing? It seems to be a level of trust beyond what people like me can comprehend. Well, Mr. Wright, are you ready to cross-examine the witness? Yes, Your Honor. There's no way to know what's coming next, so stay cool and collected, Phoenix. Let's see here. Press that. The trust between you and your client? I provided our services in a fast and efficient manner. In exchange, I trust my clients are discreet on me and my identity. If too many people knew my face, it would be quite troublesome. That is why you're testifying in this manner? Damn it! This is the first time one of my clients has ever been accused of murder. I must preserve the killer name so my clients can trust me. But couldn't someone stab you in the back and break your trust? It has never happened before, but if it ever did, yes, that person wouldn't be my client for very long. They would certainly... That's enough! Please, no more! Very well. It was only a hypothetical, anyway. It seems a little strange to me. I mean, you're about to tell us the name of your client. I would think that this would be very bad for them. It doesn't matter to me. The client has already broken the rules and acted outside of their prescribed rule. Their rule? This person tried to implicate another of a crime in order to save themselves. And this is a trespass that cannot be forgiven. A chair and a few tables. Nice. Who gave you the right to be so high and mighty? To the gentleman who spoke just now. Excuse me, would you care to die? No, I didn't say anything. The judge has better watch himself. I'm sorry, but I was wondering about something you just said. You said that your client had already broken the rules. A person who friends another is the worst kind of human. And that's why you feel you can betray this person. I have no trust relation with a client who can't understand their assigned role. Just my luck. An assassin with a conscience. Who would have figured? Now then, everyone, do you think you can understand my logic? 16 spinning goblin kicks. Damn. This case just keeps getting better and better. If you can't, I'm afraid we can't proceed. Everyone understands your point, I think. Really. In that case, I believe I'm prepared to disclose the information you seek. You have made it crystal clear that you value trust over all else. I believe we are ready. Excellent. And that is the reason I'm here today. What is it? Now I can't bring myself to ask the client's name. If you can't ask him, Mr. Wright, then I will. Witness! What is the name of your client who requested the murder of Mr. Juan Corrida? That person's name is... Adrian Andrews. What? Witness! That's not who you told me it was earlier! Pray tell, what are you talking about, Mr. Prosecutor? Now, I should think I know my own client, and it's Adrian Andrews. What? This can't be. On the phone earlier, what's going on here? My guess is that Mr. the Killer just stabbed Mr. Edgeworth in the back. Oof, stabbed Edgeworth in the back? I'm sure in order to get an audience in his court, Mr. the Killer told him a different name. Mountain Guard, perhaps? This is outrageous! I was deceived! The witness is telling a very serious lie, but you were the one who summoned his witness. You, Shelly the Killer? My testimony is the truth. The defendant at the moment is not on guard, am I correct? All I wish to do is help declare his acquittal. Wow, all of a sudden it feels like we can actually win this. Yeah. The prosecution has failed to provide a motive and has instead provided a suicide note, which is a forgery created by the victim. Furthermore, there is a possibility the defendant himself knew it was a fake. But most definite of all, We've heard from the assassin himself the name of his client. Mr. the Killer's client who requested the murder was not the defendant at all. No. With all this evidence, it's obvious to me this means Mr. Mountain Guard is innocent. I seem to have caused you all a bit of confusion. Please continue your discussion and call me when you have reached a verdict. Bailiff, please bring Miss Adrian Andrews in immediately. What now? With the way this is going, On Guard will be found innocent. This may be our last chance to save Maya. Yeah, but Edric is right. The killer is lying. And On Guard, my client, I know he's guilty. Can I live with myself if I win this? Who would believe that the prosecution's own witness would absolve the defendant? Your Honor, the prosecution requests permission to further question a witness. Charlie the Killer is seriously lying under oath. It wasn't me. Listen, everyone, please. That testimony just now, it was all one big lie. Miss Andrews, the suicide note might have been a fake, but that man, Matt, he's the reason Celeste died. And Juan's death, it was all because he got pulled into Matt's twisted world. That testimony just now, you have to believe me. It was a horrible, horrible lie. But Mr. the Killer himself had testified. He has named you as his client. No, that's not true. Also, there's quite a bit of evidence that points to you. The knife and button, donning a Nicholas samurai costume. But that's... You even have a motive. You know Miss Celeste's impact was a large part of your life. You wanted to follow her, and you wanted revenge against the two who hurt her. I would say you have plenty of reasons for them wanting them both dead. True. No. Mr. Wright! You know the truth. Tell them the real story, who the real killer is. Tell them, please, help me. Yeah, I know the truth. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. I believe we have reached the end of this trial. Therefore, I ask the defense for any final words or opinions. I have to decide. Do I take the not guilty verdict and save Maya? Or do I throw this chance away and wait for Gumshoe's new evidence? What am I supposed to do? Phoenix! I can't do it, Mia. I can't accept a not guilty. You are a lawyer. I know. But Matt On Guard is a killer. A murderer! I can't let him get away with this. I can't let someone else take the fall. If I let Miss Andrews be convicted, then I'm no better than On Guard. And even though I don't want to admit it, I have to face the fact. It is because of Edgeworth that I now know the real truth. He could have gone On Guard convicted so many times over, but he never took a single one of those chances. If I take this verdict right now, I'll be betraying his trust. His trust? I never thought about it until now. I trust him. Yes, you do. Mr. Wright, your opinion, please. The defense requests that we be allowed to question further on Mr. the Killer. Am I hearing you correctly, Mr. Wright? Right. But that witness has cleared your client through his testimony. Your job here is done. I'm not done yet. To see through witnesses' lies and find the truth. That is my job, Your Honor. There's still more evidence to look at. And I'm sure that once those pieces arrive here in this very courtroom, a miracle will occur. Very well. This trial will continue. It's as refreshing as a spring breeze. Mr. Edward, please re-establish the connection with Mr. the Killer. Right away, Your Honor. Has a verdict been reached? Before that, we would like to talk with you a little more. About? All you needed from me was the name of my client. What else could you need me for? Well, actually, we would like to hear everything you know about this case. Refreshing screw, my typo. What is he talking about? Unusually done? Refreshing screw, my typo. Mr. the Killer, if you don't mind, please testify about your client in more detail. You legal people and your procedures. Is there any wonder no one likes to go to court? As I have already stated quite a few times, Adrian Andrews is my client. However, one thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the crime of the scene. My client did it to frame another for a crime. While pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene, Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that one Korea was dead. But even more appalling is the creation and planting of the knife and button. That act is what I like to refer to when I said my client had broken the rules. Possibly, but I think once I get through the DLC stories of the characters, I might be done with Soul Calibur. This is the most unexpected turn of events for the 5th time now. And for this time, everything has finally been revealed. Just a second, Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth, we still have the cross-examination to do. But you don't need a question testimony like this, do you, Mr. Wright? Your Honor, the defense will question the witness, as if I have a choice here. Huh? Why? What the witness has said is nothing but beneficial to the defense's case. If you scrutinize the testimony, then I'll expose the lies in that oh-so-beneficial testimony, I suppose. I don't understand what's going on anymore. There is two of us. Thank you so much for taking your time to testify, Mr. the Killer. What is the meaning of that attitude? When Adrian Andrews entered the victim's room, your client had no idea that Juan Creed had been murdered. But how? How do you know that? From this wine glass, Your Honor. The glass. Mr. the Killer's supposed client thought Mr. Creed had only fainted, which is why this glass of tomato juice was poured for the victim. I believe I still have 4 and 5, but I don't have 1, 2, or 3. Isn't that all just part of Andrew's calculated plan? That is not possible, Your Honor. This glass bears the fingerprints of that person. Had this been planned, they would never have left their fingerprints behind. I see your point. Mr. Edgeworth, what's your opinion? Strangely enough, I had the same exact thought just now. Witness, how do you explain this strange phenomenon? Isn't it a waste of time to ask about such a minor detail? It's not a very important point anyway, correct? I'm afraid you are mistaken. If Adrian Andrews really is your client, as you claimed, then your client should have the knowledge of Mr. Korea's death. If not, then that can only mean that Adrian Andrews was never your client at all. How strange. Yes? Why is it that the attorney has yet to raise an objection to this absurd situation? Phoenix, if the killer figures out what we're up to, we're in for real trouble. Yeah, I know. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm surprised. You know you can't say things like that without any evidence. Sorry. Well, that was an awfully weak objection for the two of you. Anyway, I'm positive there is a contradiction in that testimony. The prosecution requests further testimony concerning when the request was taken. Very well. Right now, I have to buy us more time. While we wait for the items the killer left behind to get here, I just know that the very outcome of this trial lies with those items. This request came to me about a week ago. It is a request for my services on the night of the awards ceremony. We met at the same bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. That is what occurred. I trust my memory, and I believe I've made no mistakes. So you physically met your client, huh? That is correct. Meeting one's client is the first step to building trust, in my opinion. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, she is. For some reason, she loves empty water bottles. So you physically met Adrian Andrews, right? course I did. What was that? What was that with the brief pause? I'm pressing on that. Witness, I'd like for you to give us a few more details. I always meet my clients as a matter of principle. I have never taken a request by telephone or mail. And why is that? That's because I value the trust between the client and myself above all else. And the only way to establish that is to speak to the client while looking them in the eye. Well, Mr. Wright, is that testimony of any importance just now? Of course, it was very important, Your Honor. If Mr. Tequila had met his client before the murder, then it is unlikely he is mistaken. True. But I think, for the outdoor streams, I'll probably wait until it gets cooler outside again. Should I say that his client really was Adrian Andrews? Guess so. You see? It's just as I said. Ugh. I'm so lost. Who the heck must just be helping here? Calm down, Phoenix. Think carefully and relax. I guess it was not important at first. Press further. No, it wasn't. Why he meets his clients is not important, and that wasn't the point. True. Witness, please stop sidestepping my questions. What do you mean by that? My question was, did you really meet Adrian Andrews in person? I have already told you, Mr. Wright, I did. It was only through talking with him face to face I began to trust him. That's when I thought, I can trust this person as a client. It's true what you're saying about talking face to face. Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance? No, it was. If I heard what I was thinking I just heard just now, I think I've got him. Your Honor, I believe that testimony just now is of the utmost importance. Huh? Really? If that's the case, witness, please include the statement just now in your testimony. Very well. From the moment I saw him, I thought, I can trust this person as a client. Wait a minute. That's not what I wanted to do, so I will not speak. Adrian Andrews. That is a chick. I would like to go over this one more time. You met Adrian Andrews at the bar and took the request at that time. Yes, that is correct. And that's when you thought he was trustworthy. How many times must I repeat myself? Yes, that is correct. I'm sorry, but that's an impossible tale. What? Shelley the Killer, you have never met the real Adrian Andrews. Why would you say that? Because you made one very big slip-up about her. So what is the issue? What did you say just now? About her? If you had ever met Adrian Andrews in person, one look would have told you that she is a woman. Order! Order in the court! Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? The witness testified to the following, that he always meets face-to-face with his clients when taking a request, but he has never met Adrian Andrews in person. Yes, Your Honor, that is exactly the point. That means Mr. Killer's client could not have been Miss Adrian Andrews. Mr. Edgeworth, I understand your logic on this one. However, why would the assassin make such a basic mistake? I believe it has to do with her name, Your Honor. Her name? Yes, Adrian Andrews is without a doubt a very androgynous name. Yes, I see. Unluckily for Mr. the Killer, the entire time he was on the stand, no one has stated Adrian Andrews' gender, and so he simply picked the wrong gender to go with. What? What is going on? Hi, baby. Shelley the Killer! This court demands an explanation. I think somehow I must have mixed up this client with another. So does that mean you remember something different now? Yes, of course. Please, if you would allow me to testify once more. I know he's just gonna spit out more lies. This time, give us the truth and nothing but the truth. Even if they can't handle the truth. Yes, now I remember. I took a request by mail. There's been times where I took a job without having met my client. The request is for the murder of one Korea and 2 or 3 other small things. When I saw him begin the letter, I thought my client to be a man. So you took this job through a letter. He didn't mention anything about a letter in his earlier testimony, which means he is definitely lying. Be careful, Phoenix. If you break the assassin's testimony completely, it's over for us. I know. I can't make him suspicious, but I think we're okay. Like, we can do this. As long as he's standing there across from me. No matter how strong of a punch I throw, he'll counter it. Now then, let's begin our cross-examination. Two or 3 other things? Yes. And what were these other things? A few other things that have nothing to do with this case. What should I do? Should I go slide at that? It'd be real bad if I push his buttons the other way and made him go mad. Whether or not they're related to this case is for the court to decide. Mr. Attorney? Yes? Everything I have said from the beginning has been nothing but beneficial to your client. Which is why I wonder what is pushing you to continue with this cross-examination. Could it be that you are planning to betray your own client? That's... I smell the stench of a backstabber, and should you turn out to be one... Wait! Oh, this is looking really bad. I shouldn't trust my luck. Alright, I have to think. Is this worth pursuing? Witness, this is a very important matter. Please cooperate and tell us what these other jobs your client requested were. If it's truly that important, I suppose I don't have much of a choice. The bear figurine. The bear figurine? After the assassination of the target, I was to find that figurine. I was told that this job is just as important as the actual killing. And where was that figurine? It was inside Mr. Kurita's suitcase. And then, what'd you do next? I handed it over to my client right away. You gave it to your client? Interesting. This is important. It sounds like important information. Witness, include what you just stated in your testimony, as you wish. What it is was to find a bear figurine and give it to Adrian Andrews. I found this figurine at Mr. Langard's mansion. If you give it to Miss Andrews, then what was it doing there? I was waiting for her there. That was also part of the plan to frame Mr. Langard, I'm sure. That makes a lot of sense. Oh, Mr. Wright, do you have any problems with his testimony? So the killer says he gave the figurine to Miss Andrews, but I know somewhere in the statement there is a contradiction, and yet I know that if I present something trivial here, he will cut the connection on his end. If you want to make a strong point, Phoenix, you have to present strong evidence. She's right. So when Dr. Wright. Witness, let's go over this one more time. You gave Miss Andrews the bear figurine, and she told you to take a bear and wait for it on her mansion. Is that correct? Yes. Where are you going with this? Well, I think maybe you might have remembered a few things incorrectly. What? This is a battle of wits. I can't live up on it. I don't think it's possible for Miss Andrews to have been the recipient of this bear. Suicide note. Shelley the killer. If you had really given the bear to Miss Andrews, then this item should not have been inside it. This item? I see where you're going. Yep, that's where I'm going. Where is everyone going? Do I need to pack a suitcase? Your Honor, please take back to Miss Andrews' testimony. And I was going to burn it for her sake. If ever for a single minute this bear had actually been in Miss Andrews' hands, I'm sure she would have taken the suicide note out and burned it. Order! So that's where you two were going. So by the very fact the suicide note was still inside the bear, it tells us that your client didn't know how to disassemble the puzzle. Which means... It means, Your Honor, it is impossible for Adrian Andrews to be the client. Order! Order! Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'm sure I mentioned this before. How I hate traitors above all else! I think your cross-examination has clearly demonstrated something to me. You must wish to break your end of our agreement! No, that's enough! If that is your intention, there is only one thing for me to do. Wait, please! Gentlemen, ladies, please excuse me. I have a matter that I must attend to. No! Please! Not that! Please wait! Mr. Attorney, bring this trial to a speedy end and I will stay my hand. Otherwise... What? Mr. Wright, are you... Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. I didn't understand his reasons outburst just now. Do you think there's a need to hear more testimony, or is this enough? Well, Edgeworth, we can't do this. If we keep this up, she'll... The prosecution... What has come over everyone? Even you are... Prosecution... Rats... What is going on around here? The prosecution has no further questions, Your Honor. What?! Wow, I never thought I'd see the day. This is a most unusual situation. The prosecution rests with no further questions. And the prosecution has failed to uphold its stance. If that is the case, then, even though I am reluctant, I must believe that Mr. the Killer's testimony is accurate. That would mean that Shelley the Killer's client is Adrian Andrews. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. If I end the trial here right now, then your client, Mountain Guard, will be declared innocent, and in his place, Adrian Andrews will be charged with murder. Miss Andrews will be charged with murder. The prosecution has no further questions, so we will now hear the defense's final remarks. Bailiff, please bring the defendant Mountain Guard to the stand. The items from Mr. the Killer's hideout didn't make it in time. We tried as hard as we could, but it looks like our time has run out. I can't believe it. The outcome now lies in your hands. Dude, did the old guy really finally decide? To be honest, I can't think of you as a truly innocent and good person. You've done enough evil to drive a woman to suicide. But, at least on the charge of murder, it would appear you are innocent. So, I guess even the old fuddy-duddy figured me out. Mr. On Guard? What an atrocious lawyer I have. Giving his own client up like this. And that refreshing like a spring breeze crap. It's just as atrocious, don't you think? Anyway, get on with it and pronounce me innocent already. Right, Mr. Lawyer? Should I side with justice? Or should I save Maya's life?
I got a guilty sentence, okay?
But if I did that, Maya will die. If I say he's innocent, Miss Andrews will be charged as a murderer. Do I say he's guilty or not guilty? Either choice I make, someone's life is going to end. It only hinges on what I choose. Now to Mr. Wright. Let's hear the defense's final statements on the matter. If the person who hired the assassin was Adrian Andrews, then your client, Mr. Mountain Guard, is innocent. There's no need to ask, old man. After all, my lawyer is going to say what I want, aren't you? Right? I can't do this, but I have to decide something. I can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. My client, Mountain Guard, is... You're waiting for your answer, Mr. Wright. Not on guard, your client deserves an answer. Maya, I'm sorry. Mount guard is... Ow! Francisco von Karma! What are you doing? Ow! You see now, don't you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? This is exactly why you should never take your eyes off of that scruffy fool. Did you bring them? The final pieces. Do you have them? You should know better than to ask that, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. A Von Karma is perfect in every way. The evidence is here in perfect condition. Don't worry about Scruffy. He's fine, and his injuries are minor. All of the items are inside this. What a filthy old coat this is. That's Gumshoes. I can spot his tattered rags anywhere. I apologize for its ugliness, but there was nothing else to wrap the items in. I fought long and hard this whole trial. All for what is inside that raggedy coat. I'm sure that inside that coat lies a crucial piece of evidence. Your Honor, inside that filthy coat are the defense's final pieces of evidence. Your final evidence? This trial is already over. All that remains for me is to hand down my verdict. I do not believe that any evidence presented now would change the outcome of this trial. Your Honor, it is our duty to examine every piece of evidence down to the last. I request that Ms. Von Karma be allowed to present these pieces of evidence. I suppose you are right, Mr. Edgeworth. I grant permission to do so. However, this one obvious rule applies here. If these items do not bring up any new points, it will not be accepted by this court. Now, Ms. Von Karma, if you please. These pieces of evidence are items left by the killer during his escape from the police. He must have been in quite a rush. Yes, Your Honor. The killer left 3 pieces of evidence. Somewhere among the evidence we're about to see, there will be something that will turn this whole situation around, like a miracle. I'm sure of it. That is all we can hope for. Quit reading my mind. The first item is the pistol. Does the day killer's pistol have anything to do with this case? Does that pistol have any relation to this case? We have yet to perform a ballistics test, so I can't say anything for certain. However, I believe it has something to do with this case. At least, with me. That's the pistol they used to shoot you, isn't it? So that's what I believe, yes. Oh. I kept you the bullet they removed from my shoulder as a sort of memento. How ironic I was shot in the shoulder just like my father. I'm sure it'll be an excellent sample for the test. So that's the pistol that was used to shoot Francisca. It's probably not going to help us very much. The second piece of evidence is this videotape. The killer used that from Mongar Mansion. Have you checked the contents of that tape? Unfortunately, there was no time to. Oh yeah. But I would speculate this tape is very important. Why'd you say that? Because he came back to this hideout for it. The killer went back for it? That's right. It looks like he was trying to recover it. He entered to use the officers at the site. But somehow, it looks like they managed to protect it from the killer. Surely the killer is no ordinary man. The last piece of evidence is the bellboy's uniform. Is that a uniform from the Gaywater Hotel? Was that used during a crime? I am almost certain it was. There's even a pair of black leather gloves in one of the pockets. There's no doubt about it. The killer was wearing his own night of the murder. There is one thing I found interesting about this uniform. And what is that? There is a button missing on the uniform. Button? It's a very unique button. I'm sure if we were to recover it, it would provide us with an interesting clue. That's all I have to present, Your Honor. thought. And? What is that, Your Honor? I'm sure, but we under normal circumstances, these items in Shirley the Killer's hideout would be very important clues. However, our question is not who did the killing. It is who is the client. Yes, that is correct. And these 3 items do not tell us anything about them. Thank you for your hard work, Miss Von Karma. You may step down. Wait, Your Honor! Please, allow me to examine the new evidence. Overruled. This court already has all the evidence it needs to hand down a verdict. Wonderful. Absolutely splendid. This judge is such a brilliant man, isn't he? Is this the end? Phoenix! I knew it. There's no such thing as a miracle in this world, is there? I think you're wrong. I think they do exist. But you have to make that miracle happen. You've come this far. You can't give up now. But no matter how you think about it, it's try. For my sake. Just think about it for a second. There are 2 ways out of this situation for us. 2. The first. Make On Guard wish from the bottom of his soul for a guilty verdict. Huh? The killer will always place his client's wishes first. If On Guard himself wishes to be convicted, he will let his hostage go. That may be true. That's asking me to do the impossible. Second way. Force the killer to end his contract with On Guard. If the killer were to no longer think of On Guard as his client, then he would let Maya go. Mia! It's even more impossible! He's the man who values his duty towards his clients above all else! I know both of these seem like impossible feats at first, but if you could make either one happen, it would truly be a miracle. The biggest problem is, the judge already says he doesn't need any more evidence. The pieces he was just shown, he's not accepting them. Phoenix, think things through from the other side. Isn't that what always worked for us? The other side? What does she mean? You mean to turn things around? Phoenix, the judge says he doesn't need the evidence. If that's the case, then who does need it? The person who needs the evidence. The defense, prosecution, and the judge. You've seen all of the pieces of evidence, and that is how we have come to know the truth. But there is one person who is yet to see them all, and that person does not know the truth. The truth? It may be what will bring about as a miracle in the end. There are no objections this time, correct? Now then, I will pronounce my verdict. Why don't we all respectfully sit back and listen, kids? I have already told you, Mr. Wright. This court does not need any more evidence. I am not saying that Ms. Foster needs the evidence, Your Honor. Then, you want to show the evidence to that person? Yes, Your Honor. Please, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, for you to ask with such passion, I will grant you one chance. One chance. You show your evidence to who you think is the right person. That's impossible to turn the situation around in one try. One try. That's all I will permit. I have to try to remember. Everything that has happened up to this point. Think Phoenix. There must be a way to save Maya while stopping On Guard down at the same time. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's not waste any more time. Who would you like to show evidence to? I see. And now, tell the court what one piece of evidence you'd like to show this person. Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? I think there is some merit in showing this evidence to that witness. Bailiff, please bring in a transceiver from earlier. Alright, looks like I managed to convince him. Maya, she's okay, right? Couldn't I tell you to concern yourself with committing a lot of speedy end to this trial? Now, if I understand correctly, you wish to show me one piece of evidence? Yes, one is all I need. I have here a videotape. It was found at your hideout. I heard you injured 3 officers in your attempt to get them back. That was most regrettable. However, it was an order from my client. I was told to protect that videotape. I thought so. I'm afraid I seem to have failed in that regard. Do you know the contents of this tape? I was sternly told by my client to not watch it. I have absolutely no idea. Actually, you were on this tape. Me? There was a video camera hidden in the crime scene. Your actions were being recorded. What? Is that true, Mr. Wright? Who wanted to put in a camera? Well, the only person who could have placed a camera at the scene of the crime would be your client, naturally. That was Adrian Andrews. Be quiet and listen, Your Honor. Yes, sir. Your client specified a place and time for you, isn't that right? Yes. It was so they could film you. I had no idea. Mr. Wright, why would my client do such a thing? I would like to know why. I'm not regarding the crime scene. The reason why he did that is my ticket out of his witness. There's only one reason why your client would secretly film the crime scene. They wanted to witness the moment Ron Karina died. Your client was going to sit on a fluffy soft sofa, sip some coffee, and pretend they were at a film festival. That's... I don't think that sounds like a very tasteful hobby. Well, Your Honor? Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? I don't have anything to say to this. How about you, Miss Von Karma? Well, I was just shot, so... I'm afraid I cannot allow the defense to continue. What? No one understands what you're talking about anymore. Wait, please, one more check. That is enough, Mr. Wright. I will now state my verdict. The court finds the defendant Mount on guard. Not guilty. That is all. This court is adjourned. Shit. And just like that, the case came to an end. I ran away from the courtroom and wandered the streets alone. I never saw Maya again. The killer is a man of his word, so I'm sure I heard the verdict of Miss Andrews' trial a few days later. She was found guilty, of course. The miracle never happened. Because a miracle is something that doesn't exist. Justice ill served. But you know what? That was the bad ending. Let's go for the good one. Good ending. God damn it, I think I saved that unwinnable spot. Did I? Hey, Brian. No, I like to stream early, but I think what also is that, you know, I'm dealing with a cold. Give me a second, guys. Hold on. try one more time. Wait. Did the game make me sit through the bad ending first? There's only one reason why your client was assuming to film the day. They wanted to blackmail you. Your client once told me something very interesting. We were talking about you, and this is what they said. Oh, I see. I must have accidentally picked the wrong option. But I'm no weakling. I don't believe in anyone. Least of all, assassins. Oh, come now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. Yes, that's where the video comes in. With that, I can keep him at bay and even blackmail him if I want. Your client didn't trust you at all. They were thinking of using this video to blackmail you. What do you have to say to that, Shelley the Killer? It looks like I was being deceived from the very beginning. Yes, by a natural. That's the kind of person they are. Your client is a person who only thinks and plots of how to use the people around them to protect themselves from any and all dangers that may arise. That is the true nature of your client. I have one question for the witness. Yes? You told us one thing numerous times during your testimony. You said that you detest traitors most of all. Yes, that's right. But what if that traitor was your own client? What would you do then? That's obvious. I would break our contract in that case. And then, that client would become my next target. For the honor of the tequila name, even if it takes an eternity, I will follow that person to the ends of the earth to exact my punishment. I see. That's all I wanted to know. So the traitor becomes the killer's next target. Ah, I get it. This is how we'll turn this case around. Mr. Wright? Yes? My contract with my client is over, as you know. I assume you have a new job on your hands. But when I return to you, your precious item.
I'm not an item!
Maya, I thought I'd never see you again. Oh, thank goodness. This trial appears to have come to its conclusion. However, I'm sort of I don't quite know what just happened there. The client went, ah! Miss Von Karma, where did that? She always has you in her sights. Now, I do believe it's finally time to hand down a verdict. Mr. On Guard, it looks like somehow you got what you wanted. You will finally receive the acquittal you wanted so badly. You should be happy. But before that, I'd like to make one final statement. Sometime in the near future, one very betrayed assassin may appear before you. Needless to say, that man is very good at what he does. I'm sure you would understand what I mean if you watched this video. Help me. Now then, Your Honor, a verdict if you please. Is this alright with you, Mr. Wright? We have finally reached the end of a very long battle. Whether he's convicted or acquitted, there is no escape for him now. Go on, Phoenix. Plead whichever your heart tells you. Right, Chief. Guilty. Now, on guard. Even though I am a lawyer, I cannot make your crime disappear. I think a guilty verdict is appropriate here. Me? My wonderful self? Guilty? Even if you got an acquittal, the instant you set foot outside of the detention center, your life would be in danger. No matter which way you look at it, you can't run away from your crime anymore. No! Guilty! 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 As always, it looks like we have been uncovered a real truth. I don't remember you helping out much in this. Mr. Edgeworth, how is Mr. On Guard? I have left Ms. Von Karma in charge of his incarceration. I'm sure he's getting a full course meal of wood leather right about now. Very good. That was a close one, wasn't it, witness? Yes. I plan to pay more debt to society for my own crime, Your Honor. The first time I was called to the witness stand during this trial, all I felt was despair. She must be talking about the time Edgeworth really went after her. Guess she's trying to forgive him for what he did. This witness, how should I put it? She has an illness. If you're going to say you would choose death, that is no concern to me. But for now, when I went alone in a detention center, that's the first time I really saw myself for who I am. And today, when the two of you used your combined strength to convict Matt, I felt like I had finally been saved. Wow, this is the first time I've ever seen you smile. I'm really happy that you two were in charge of this case. I really don't know how to express how I feel at this moment. This is the first time I felt comfortable with myself. Who I am. Thank you so much, everyone. Looks like we resolved everything at last. As for myself, there are still a few things I'm confused about, but everyone seems to be in good spirits, and that is good enough for me. That is all. The court is adjourned. So the game really made us sit through a bad ending first. You were really great out there, Phoenix. What I did out there was right, wasn't it? This is the first time you've not gotten your client off. You've got him a guilty verdict this time, but you have to look past all of that to what's really important. You now realize that there is something more than just getting a not guilty, right? Yes, I understand now. Phoenix, think back for a second. Think to the moment before Ms. Von Karma arrived with the final pieces of evidence. Think about the incredible decision you had to make. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear the defense's final statement on this matter. I can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. Should I side with justice, or should I save Maya's life? My client, Matt on Guard, is he guilty, or is he not guilty? Those are your choices then. And your answer spoke to what being a lawyer means to you. Right! Edgeworth, I have good news. Maya is now safe in police custody.
Really?
Pearls!
You're telling us the truth, right, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, she's quite safe. She's on her way here as we speak in a patrol car.
Yeah, Mr. Maya! Mr. Maya is safe! You did it! You really did it, Mr. Nick!
Ow! She punches deceptively hard for a kid.
I believe you. I kept saying to myself, Mr. Nick will save her! Mr. Nick will save her!
Thanks.
Oh,
What's wrong?
Miss Von Karma.
About earlier, thanks. Ow! Why are you still smiling? Mr. Phoenix right. You lost! Your perfect win record has now been crushed! And yet, you are still happy? I don't think you'll ever understand, Miss Von Karma. How dare you! Don't worry. She may in time. After all, I was like that myself until a year ago. Edgeworth, for my own personal victories and for guilty verdicts, I used every dirty trick in the book, and so my win record remains spotless. But a man appeared and stood fast against that selfish man. I fought him in my usual manner and tasted my first defeat. I felt like I had lost everything because of that. And then it was my turn to sit in the defendant's chair. I was saved by that person I called my enemy. I couldn't forgive myself for all that had happened, so I left the prosecutor's office. And I left that note. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death. As well he should have. A prosecutor who has shamed himself with defeat should crawl into a hole and die. But that was not what happened. After I left the prosecutor's office, I finally came to realize something. It was in that moment of clarity that everything began to change. What foolish nonsense! We prosecutors use anything we can to attack the defendant, but every time we did so, no matter how desperate the situation, instead of giving up like most people, that man would hold strong with his undying faith. And then, before I knew it, I began to trust in that man as well. What? You trusted your enemy? It doesn't matter how many underhanded tricks a person uses. The truth will always find a way to make itself known. The only thing we can do is fight with the knowledge we hold in everything we have. Erasing the paradoxes one by one. It's never easy. We claw and scratch for every inch, but we will always eventually reach the one single truth. This I promise you.
The truth?
Yes, that's the reason why prosecutors and defense attorneys exist. But I'm sure you knew that already, didn't you, right? That's why you couldn't forgive me. This man who went into hiding, isn't that right? This man who only had his sights set on victory, who ran away into the night.
He's Richard Raven's Nick.
You really let me down. When you disappeared, I felt betrayed. The reason I decided to become a lawyer to begin with is because I believed in the things you said to me. All those years ago. And you betrayed your own words. That's why, 1 year ago, I made up my mind. I decided that the Miles Edgeworth I knew had died. At least, that's what I told myself. You pathetic fool!
Miss Von Karma!
I don't want to hear the wretched whimpering of a disgraced loser! A Von Karma is someone who is destined to be perfect! Miles Edgeworth, you are no longer worthy! You are no longer worthy of being a Von Karma, and neither am I. It's over. It's all over! Francisca threw something on the ground just now. This is an electromagnetic receiver. Isn't that the thing she used to track Detective Gumshoe? I'll return this to the precinct later. There's still something else.
Miss Von Karma's whip?
I'll never set foot in another courtroom again. I'm sure that's what she's saying about his action. You should keep this right. Okay.
Nick!
Maya!
It's Maya! It's Maya! Oh, Nick, I knew you'd come through. You've gotten good convicted like I knew you would. And on top of that, you even rescued me.
Well, of course I did. You know I'd never desert you. We sure pressed our luck this trial. You're really lucky to be standing here.
Whatever. Look, it's over, okay? Besides, if I did croak, I would just come back and haunt you like a bad ghost through Pearly.
Is it really that easy to do something like that?
Thanks a lot, Nick.
Don't mention it. Maya.
Oh, it's Redworth.
I'm relieved you're alright.
Hey, it looks like you made some real progress, Miss Redworth.
Well, I suppose I'm a little different from what I was a year ago.
Alright. I think it's time we got Otis to present place.
Huh? Yeah, Dad? Alright. Sorry, guys. I'll get back to the very end a little later.